I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact focused on personal growth, my Knowledge Workbook series and Creative Healing course can help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about, will my avoidant ex give me a second chance? So if you're going through a breakup and you're learning about attachment theory, and you're probably hearing about an avoidant attachment style, and you're looking at all our videos on dating an avoidant or being with an avoidant, you're probably terrified that your avoidant ex will not come back and give you another chance. I know that there is a lot of bad information online about attachment theory and people that struggle with attachment issues and their mental health. Okay? Please understand, most of those people are not clinicians. They are not trained for this. They have no education. So be very careful where you get your information from. Many people are just putting out information about how horrible avoidants are, and you're never going to turn it around with them. They're terrible, awful people. And while there are, of course, some people that are, many of the avoidant people that you are with are not terrible people, and you know that because that's why you wanted to be with them, and you still are interested in working it out. It's not easy for those people. It's trauma. You have to understand they didn't become avoidant because life was good, despite what they tell you. Okay, when you look at the details, and clinicians like me and Victoria and Margaret did, you would see very quickly that even though they're telling you life was good, it was not. You know, there were alcoholism going on, abuse, drugs, neglect, all kinds of things. So when somebody says that their childhood was fine, and you start to dig a little bit deeper and ask the right questions, and believe me, tons of our videos talk about the questions that you're supposed to ask. And if you get into the Creative Healing course and the workbooks, you're going to see literally thousands of things that you want to reflect on and think about. So you're doubting that this person is going to come back and give you another chance because they're being so cold to you. And I get that. I've been there. I know what that's like. They look like they will never come back. They've moved on, and they're giving you very little indication that they may come back. Let me tell you something. Do not make the mistake of allowing their current interest level to hurt your motivation level. If you want to be successful, if you want to have healthier dating life, and if you want to try and repair it with an avoidant, you got to do the work even when they look like they'll never come back. Okay? I have seen it so many times over the years where somebody is getting literally nothing from their ex, and 6 months later, their ex reaches out with an indirect, direct approach, and if you stay calm, they start to vomit all kinds of things towards you again. Happens all the time. Okay? The nonsense of 30 days of no contact is long gone. Okay? Anybody that's still spewing that out, it's like information that is completely obsolete. 15, 20 years ago, people thought that was the right way to go. They didn't know any better. But now we have a lot more clinicians and people that have researched this stuff and looked into it over the years that understand breakups a lot better, and attachment trauma better. So trust me when I tell you, there are many avoidants that will disappear for 6 months and then come back one day. Now, whether or not you want to be with that person is a completely different story. That's totally up to you to decide and how to live your life. But I'm going to give you the information to inform yourself so you can make a more educated decision. But I'm telling you, one of the biggest mistakes that people always tell me they make is thinking their ex has moved on, stop watching the videos, not staying committed to the personal growth. Their ex reaches out, and they come back and bam, they forgot everything that they were learning. Their ex comes back, you get so much anxiety, it's like a cloud covers your brain in fog and you can't think clearly, and you just start making mistake after mistake after mistake. You have to over-prepare. I'm a big believer in over-preparing. And so the ones that are out there over-preparing, working really hard, those of you that are the ones that are going to be ready, and when you're anxious and you're scared and your instincts are going to kick in, you're going to be able to say, no, I know can't do that. I know I have to do this because this is more secure and confident and attractive. So today I've got an email that I wanted to share about somebody that's struggling with a pretty wild breakup. Okay, there's a lot going on in this situation. Let's get into this one. They said, "Hi Craig, I am busy with your creative healing course and your workbooks. I met my partner online while in London on a business trip in the spring of 2023. We started seeing each other, and after the week, I went back to South Africa. We kept talking, and 3 months later, he visited for my birthday. I then went back to the UK for 3 weeks, and that was in summer of 2023. After that, we started dating long distance. I had to have an operation 4 weeks after I returned, and he came for 1 week to be there with me after the operation happened." Okay, so that's good. It's starting off pretty good. They're getting to see each other even though they're long distance, and he went there for this operation. Oh, if I didn't mention it, this is a gay couple. I forgot to say that up front because he didn't say the ages and the sexes in the beginning, which I usually give. The day before I left to come home from the 3 weeks in the UK, that was summer of 2023, I looked on his phone and saw messages to a person he had spoken to about meeting up and having sex. Okay, not a good sign. I don't know if you were exclusive at this point. I know it was fairly early on into this relationship, but you certainly have to be careful. They did not have time due to timing issues, but the messages were there. I asked him about it after I came back to South Africa, as I was really hurt. He said it was just a joke with the person and was something he had done in the past, but the person is now engaged and not playing around. Is anybody watching this video believing this? Or do you all have the same face as me? I'm not buying it. You were just joking about hooking up with somebody? No, he's lying. He was trying to hook up with the other person. Maybe the other person wasn't interested, but he was. How do we know? Well, let's find out what happens. I then created a fake Facebook profile to see if I could ask the person he was trying to see if they were in an open relationship or not. At the same time, I messaged my partner with the fake account to see if he would be open to a hookup. Okay, so we don't have any trust here. He's messaging the person that his partner is wanting to talk to, and now he's secretly messaging the partner, all under a fake profile. He first did not really talk to the person, and then after a while would message them, meaning the fake person that he's disguised as, that he's catfishing as. I kept messaging him on the fake account, as I wanted him to come back saying, "Sorry, I'm not available, I'm taken." So obviously you're hurt, and you're hoping that he's gonna stay true to you, push any other person that's interested in away, and let them know that he's not available, but let's see what happens. 4 or 5 months passed, and randomly one night, my partner messaged the Facebook person, the fake one, to say, "Sorry for not being in touch. I'm available tomorrow. Would you like to meet?" I was shocked. I'm not shocked. Is anybody watching this video shocked? I'm not shocked. I played along, and he traveled for an hour and a half to get to an address where I told him the fake account would be. When he got to the location, I Facebooked video called him and showed him it was me. He was completely shocked. Okay, so it sounds like, because I think he was in South Africa and the other guy was in the UK, he Facebooked him, or I'm sorry, he FaceTimed him. Maybe it was, yeah, he video called him, and just to see where his location was, knowing he'd be there. And then when he saw where he was like, well, here are the messages, that was me. After around 10 days, he messaged me to say he was sorry and that he would understand if I did not want to speak to him again. Well, I mean, it's going to take a lot more than that after you do that. I really love him and wanted to give him a second chance. This is not going to turn around if you're going to make it so easy for him to do this and get you back. He was actively cheating or trying to cheat. And that was just the fake account you created. Who knows if there were other ones? Like real people, not other fake accounts. I then went to see him, and 2 months later, I moved in with him. Perfectly reasonable decision. You barely know somebody who's actively cheating on you? Pick up, move continents. Yeah, I love it. What could go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? We were close in the beginning, and then eventually he started pulling away. Would not be intimate with me anymore and was less involved. He did not want to kiss me at all. Well, this happens a lot. You know, you just had a major dynamic shift in this relationship where you left your continent, your country to be with him. Now there's no more space. He's living in the same room with you, the same house, the same apartment, or whatever it is. And of course, it's going to change the dynamic completely. He wasn't even able to give you a healthy, safe, secure relationship long distance, let alone when you're living in the same house. Clearly, at this time, you didn't understand the stuff that we teach. You weren't, doing the creative healing course and the workbooks and understanding what a healthy relationship looks like. And so this was probably all surprising and shocking to you. I heard in the fall of 2024, him on the phone with a friend that he was going to break up with me. He was telling his friend that he could pay the rent without me. So now you know it's coming. You're in denial if you don't think this is coming when you're overhearing him say he's going to do it, and he's already thinking about, oh, well, I can afford rent if they move out. I'm not sure how long he was thinking about it. He just said that there was a wall between us. He cuts people out of his life who do him wrong. I love this. And I was the first person he tried to let back in, but he could not. Okay, so look at the reality distortion going on here. This guy was actively trying to cheat on the guy writing the email, but because the guy created fake accounts to catch him, he was the one that was being wronged. Unbelievable. It should make you angry. If you're feeling anger, that's good. That's healthy. Because this is not okay. He has been seeing a therapist from around August of last year, and in December, he told me that he has this wall and he can't be fully with me. He was not being his authentic self. He was giving me 80% of him and slowly giving less and less. I like how people make up these percentages. I'm giving 80%. What is this based on? An imaginary thing that you created in your mind? This is not measurable. Just like the PDFs to get your ex back that they say, there's a 93% chance you're going to get your ex back with this PDF. You know how this 80% is unmeasurable? So is what they're telling you guys. Be careful about the people that are trying to scam you out there. We have over 2,000 free videos for you to watch, and all three of us are clinicians who have many years of training and experience and education and are looking out for your best interest. Ask the people that do coachings with us. He was giving me 80% of him and slowly giving less and less. And he said that was not what he wanted and what I deserved. We kept talking about this wall. See that now there's this fictitious imaginary wall that's getting all this attention instead of the real issues. And if there were any changes over the past few weeks and months. When he first told me about this wall, he still messaged me after our chat to say he still loved me. In March, he said this above issue was not changing and we ended the relationship. He was not doing intimacy with me. I only found your channel when I moved back to South Africa and left him in the UK. Since watching your videos, I can see that I have an anxious attachment style and he has more of an avoidant attachment style. I've gone no contact as soon as I arrived back home. He gave me 2 breadcrumbs in giving me 2 high fives on Duolingo since I have been back. I know he normally high fives all his friends on the app, so I'm not sure if he even realized he had done it with me. Okay, Duolingo, I don't know much about that app. I'm always hearing about a lot of the different apps, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, WhatsApp. So I'm always hearing those little ins and out details with you guys on the call, but I really don't know much about Duolingo. But if I had to guess, he probably knew what he was doing. He did block me on social media when the fake account happened and then re-added me on Facebook because a friend had told him they had seen a photo of us I had posted. Why you're in no contact, but you're posting photos of him on Facebook? Don't do that. What are you doing? Don't do that. So he wanted to see. Around 5 weeks before the breakup, he had blocked me again. I had just noticed, okay, so maybe he didn't post that picture after the breakup? It's a little confusing. He's going back and forth here. He's jumping back and forth. So guys, when you're writing me an email and I'm doing an email coaching, kind of make sure the story flows. Sometimes you guys rush to get it to me right away, but remember, I don't know you and I don't know them. So make the story flow. And, sometimes specific details, like I ask you, like, what caused the breakup or what were the major issues? Give me a few specific examples. That really makes a difference. Okay. So we wanted to see. Around 5 weeks before the breakup, he had blocked me again. I had just noticed and did not ask him about it. Okay, good. Don't ask somebody if they're blocking you. Don't confront them about that. I assume he would reach out to me in maybe 2 months' time. I wouldn't not assume that, okay? You got to be careful with things like that. As it has already been 1 month already. I did ask him to work on his wall issue when I left him. He did tell me to assume that we would not get back together. He also said I deserve someone better as I can't get everything I want in the relationship with him. Yeah, it sounds like it was too much pressure for him. At the start of the relationship, he was very secure, active, and showed very few issues. Okay, guys, this is what I keep trying to tell you. You got to do the work, okay? If you don't do the work, you are going to get sucked into every new person that comes into your life thinking that they don't have any issues because those issues don't come out until later. Your issues, yours, don't come out until later. It's very easy to see other people's issues, but it's very challenging for us to see our own issues when we're doing the things that are upsetting other people, turning them off. And the anxious people have a very hard time of seeing that within themselves. They're always blaming the avoidant, okay? It's not just on the avoidant, okay? Anxious people, please, you got to work on these issues too. If you don't, you're going to be on this channel for years and years and years to come, but not happy to be here, okay? There are many of you that are still happy to be here after years because your life is going well and you love learning new things and reinforcing all the great stuff that we teach. But some of you guys are miserable for years, but you don't do anything different. You don't really do what you have to do to improve your life and better yourself. You know those video titles that don't sound too exciting? Those are usually the ones that are going to really help you grow. But you guys get so caught up in no contact videos, you miss out on the stuff that's really going to help you. Okay, let's go on here. He just used to get stressed with work and difficult people he worked with. I know if I got a second chance with him, he would have to work on his avoidant issues. Well, he is in therapy, so that is a good sign. The last week we're together, he was very nice to me. He even showed me a small bit of intimacy. I was hoping he was going to change his mind on leaving me. He also apologized for being so nasty to me, which I had not really noticed. We never fought or had any major conflicts while living together. You caught him actively trying to cheat on you. I would say that's a major conflict. We just did not have the intimacy, and not kissing made me sad. We were more like roommates than partners. We had met on a hookup app originally. Man, I wish he had started the story with that. I think we all know which one he's talking about. And I see he's on it again a month after our breakup. I was a really good partner to him, besides what I did with the viewing of his phone and the fake account pestering. It's kind of funny that you do something. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, you think that they're up to no good, then you're checking on it to see if he's lying, and he was trying to hook up with somebody else. But it was kind of naive of him to think that picking up and moving across the world to go be with him, it was going to just magically be different, you know? He said he was not looking for other people, but the Facebook person was pestering him. Oh, wow. I wasn't looking for sex. It's just that they were practically begging me for it, so I had to do it. I had to drive an hour and a half out of my way just to stop the pestering. You gotta believe me. Unbelievable. Some people take absolutely no accountability for themselves. And, you know, it's very difficult to be with them. I mean, come on. Who's going to believe this? All right. So he was unsure why he decided to go for it. I'm pretty sure why he decided to go for it. We all know why he decided to go for it. Someone was giving him attention. You were giving him attention. The incident also happened a week before I was going to fly out to South Africa. Wait, so you were still there in the UK? I thought you were already in South Africa when it happened. Okay, so you were there. You were there and he was going to cheat on you? This is even more confusing because I thought you were staying with him. All right, there's a little bit more here. So I'm not sure if he did it because he doubts the relationship. He had been a little bit distant a week or two before he tried to meet the person with me. Well, that's because he was so busy meeting the fake you or talking to the fake you on Facebook. He didn't have time to talk to the real you. He had to message the fake you. Of course, it makes sense. Your workbooks and channel are life-changing. I really wish I had had these before I was in my most recent relationship. And I hear a lot of people say that. But believe me, the reason I created those is to truly help change your life. And the beauty in them is that regardless of what happens with your ex, you are going to be a lot more secure, in a much better place, have processed that breakup, educated yourself on dating and love and having healthy relationships. You'll be a lot more likely to weed out unhealthy people before you get attached to them. There are so many benefits to doing this. And for those of you that are still only focused on getting your ex back, they will get you in a much better place to reattract your ex. This situation is tough. They're in different countries. This guy is avoidant. He's obviously willing to cheat and lie and not take accountability for himself. He is in therapy, but unless you start to really see him act like an adult, I wouldn't even want to give him another chance. Sometimes we get so focused on, will they give us another chance, when we should be thinking, do they deserve another chance? Do they deserve another chance? And you know what? One of the things that I've seen time and time again is that when you truly do the work, and you do like the Creative Healing Course 30 minutes a day or the Workbooks 30 minutes a day, when you get to the end of those things, you are a lot more centered, and you can answer that for yourself in a much more confident way. Because, yeah, nobody's going to be perfect. Okay, relationships are going to have their ups and their downs. But it shouldn't be just focusing on, will they give us a second chance? Will this avoidant partner just give me a second chance? It's, well, do they deserve a second chance? What will it look like if we have a second chance together? How will things be different if we get back together? I mean, that's just 3 examples of questions to think about I gave you off the top of my head. And the Creative Healing Course and the Workbooks literally have thousands of questions. Like literally. Okay? Workbooks 1 through 10 is 594 pages and covers like 97 videos. And then the Creative Healing Course, is different because there's art therapy activities with reflective questions, poignant cartoons with reflective questions, exclusive videos with reflective questions, homework assignments, this thing called Story of Your Life. That's 40 pages by itself. That was something that Margaret wanted us to do, was a Story of Your Life activity. So asking yourself the challenging questions can really help you think about your situation and get to a healthy place, because you're now incorporating more informative skills and strategies and ideas that are really going to help have you create healthy relationships with whoever it may be that you are in your life. Whether your ex comes back or you move on and you decide to date other people. Because sometimes your avoidant ex will come back and you'll give it another chance and it won't work out again. But guess what? You want to be doing great regardless of what happens with your ex. And that is one of the most beautiful things that I find that happens coming from a breakup, is truly having so much passion and desire to grow after your breakup that you really want to transform yourself and change your life. Okay? Hopefully you found this one helpful. Of course, if you want to get my help personally, you can do that on my website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do video coaching calls. You can also get my Creative Healing Course and my workbooks only on my website. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.